Good morning, community. How are you? Jenenne Macklin here, transformational speaker, wealth guide, and catalyst. And in my organizing, I organized all my earbuds together, and they are there together. It's just not a set in the car. So hopefully you can hear me clearly. So first, let me say this while you come on. Okay, I'm on here to inspire you, to encourage you, to motivate you, to keep you keeping your head up as we go through this transformational period, this evolving universe, this evolving world that we're creating. So I'm on here as much as I can on a consistent basis to walk through this with you, sending you energy, sending you love, sending you hope, throwing a lifeline to say, hang in there, we're all in this together. So I'm sending that energy out to you. I've got 18,000 people on here. Can you participate in that and send me back some energy? It's a circle. I send it to you, you send it back to me. You say, well, Jenenne, how do we do that? I keep talking to you saying hashtag replay. You're coming on here after the fact because I see it. You put hashtag replay and you tell me what state you're in case maybe later on this year, or at least next year, we start traveling again. I want to see you. Hashtag what state you're in because I want to add you to our prayer list, as well as hashtag I'm asking you to respond to questions I asked you. So will you play with me? Okay, now that that's done. I had a message yesterday from a wonderful, wonderful woman, a dear soul. And what the message said was, it's hard to have faith. And I'm like, what? Okay, so let me tell you my two comedians I love, Cat Williams and Ricky Smiley, just in case you hear it along the way. I'm like, what? What? It's hard to have faith? Come on now. What's hard about having faith? So I actually meant to be at home because I know growing up, there was a scripture in the Bible that I grew up with, which was a St. James version. Sorry, I haven't been in it in a long time. And I actually wrote a book on faith. I have a whole entire book on faith the size of a mustard seed. I guess I should have prepared, but this will be a part 1 and a part 2. I'm going to make sure you see what the size of a mustard seed is. Now, the thing that I grew up with was that faith without works is not faith at all. So, when you say it's hard to have faith, let me ask you something. Do you have faith that the sky is going to be up when you go to sleep at night? I know I'm driving right with no hands. Huh? Do you have faith when you lay your head down at night? Do you even think a second, third, or fourth time about whether or not those stars, which are really hot, up there in the universe are going to fall down on you at nighttime in your bed and set us on fire? Do you even think about that? Are you even concerned about that? Do you have faith that the sun's going to shine and know that the sun shines every doggone day? You have faith about that? You know that? Even on the days that we can't see it, we know the sun is shining. So when we put a seed in the soil, we have no doubt if the soil is as it's supposed to be and the seed is nurtured with water and sunlight, what will happen? It will grow. Okay. Here's the thing. What about gravity? You get up every day and walk out your house. Do you trust that gravity is going to keep you on this planet and you don't go floating off into the atmosphere? Faith is a substance of things hoped for. First of all, tell me, what are you hoping for? Are you hoping for some resolve to differences on the planet? Are you hoping for a greater sense of understanding between us on the planet? Because we're the ones that make it up. Are you hoping for less sense of confusion or feeling uncertain on this journey? Are you hoping for something that's going to soothe your anxiety and maybe help you just take deep breaths and know that things are going to be okay? So faith is a substance of things hoped for. So you're hoping for those things, right? Where are you hoping for those things from? Because the person who had written this said, I see everything that everybody's doing. Faith is not about what everybody's doing. At least not for me. Okay, I'll just say mine. You may have your own, excuse me. Faith for me is trusting the same power, presence, being, however you define it, that put that doggone sky up there and puts the doggone sun up there and puts the trees, has the trees growing and puts the doggone birds in the trees that make all that noise in the morning to wake us up. I'm trusting that power I'm not trusting man. I'm not trusting humanity. We're as bad as the kids in, well, they weren't kids, they were adults who Moses freed, and when they got into the land and they had to be there on their own, we're just as restless and bad as them. Here they are melting gold, and they're going to build a golden calf just because Moses was up there in the mountains having a conversation with God and they couldn't wait. Your faith is supposed to be in what breathes your breath. You don't have any concern about not having breath, do you? Well, now you might, right? Because this is a health crisis and it's about breathing. You don't have any concern about your heart beating until it stops, right? We walk around here confident and almost arrogant about everything. Do we say thank you all throughout the day for the breath that we take all throughout the day? No, we don't. We just keep on moving through the breath. So we have faith, but here's the thing. Oftentimes it's unconscious. We just know these things. We know these things. There go my dad. Hey, Dad. How you doing, Dad? He always says his 2 kids and a big, huge dog. We have faith, but our faith is unconscious. See, we have faith about gravity and faith about the sky and faith about the sun. We've come to take that for granted. And then when it's not there, we're like, well, where's the sun? It's going to rain today. Well, why is the clouds like this? Otherwise, unless that happens, we just automatically have faith in that. What we're called for now is to cultivate our faith. How do you cultivate it? You just can't have faith and just have it and think it's just going to be enough under every single circumstances, every situation. It's about our ability to cultivate. How do you cultivate your faith in a power that's bigger and greater than yourself, that is beating your heart, every single 7 billion hearts on this planet, and that is breathing your breath? How do you cultivate that? Where do you go to cultivate your faith? You can't cultivate faith looking at TV. That's not going to cultivate anything except for probably a bit of fear. I looked at something last night and I thought, wow, no wonder people are running around afraid or scared. But then I also looked at a show on BET from those who are on the front line, which showed something different and showed me really a sense of hope and the realization of many of the people they were working with numerous so many different conditions that they were to then begin with the virus. But I'm asking you, tell me, faith. It's hard to have faith. If you don't have faith, what else do you have? If you don't have faith in the power that puts that sun up there in the sky, in the power that has these trees blossoming and blooming when like 2 months ago they were basically naked, if you don't have faith in what's breathing your breath, because you aren't, you do not sit there every day and say, breathe, 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 breathe. You don't. It's done for you. If you don't have faith in that power that's breathing your breath and beating your heart, that's what keeps your heart going. Because half of America's not eating right. Half of America's not doing what we need to do to make sure our heart and our lungs and everything is working properly. And in spite of our irresponsibility with this amazing body that we have, the universe still makes sure that we are able to do things and function. If you don't have faith in the power that's breathing your breath and beating your heart, then what do you have faith in? I don't have faith necessarily in the government. The government is made up of people. I'm going to put my faith up higher than the people. I'm going to reach for that infinite power and presence, as I keep saying, that's breathing the breath of 7 billion people. That power is going on a regular basis. Where did that breath come from? That's what I put my faith on. In, around. I stand on it 100%. You have to remember, I'm the child who was orphaned at birth. I was a child who was later adopted. I'm the only child. I'm the person whose mom is gone, brothers are gone, sisters are gone, aunties are gone, grandmothers are gone. And yet I still stand here, fully engaged in this process, excited to be here because I have faith in the power that's breathing my breath and beating my heart. So now you got to check in with yourself to see, where do you have your faith? What do you have your faith in and on? And what is making it so hard for you to have faith? Is it that you feel uncomfortable in this process? Is it that your own anxiety has you doing that? Oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen next? All the people are going out. Oh, what are we going to do? What's going to happen to it? Well, that will drive anyone crazy, including you and anybody around you. What we're required to do, what we're being asked to do, is stand on the power and the presence that created everything that there is and continues to sustain it and take care of it for us, which ultimately takes care of us. The trees has the fruit on it, the fruit we eat. We grow when we take care of our soil. The universe, that power is providing all of that for us. How could you not have faith in something bigger than you that's going to see us through this process? How is it so hard? And I think a lot of times we say that, oh, it's hard to have faith. It's hard to do this. I really think it's just been programmed. We hear it said so much. You don't hear people say, oh, I'm strong in my faith. It's great to have faith. I have faith the size of a mountain. I shall not be moved. We don't hear that. We always hear, oh, it's hard to have faith. It's hard to do this. It's hard to do that. That becomes the programming that you hear on the planet, or even the programming, that you may hear from the media. Have you tried it lately? And when you tried to have faith, what did you do? How do you cultivate your faith? That's the question. How do you cultivate your faith? Mine stands strong, it's unwavering, because I do recognize there's a power breathing my breath. There's a power that's beating my heart. I am not doing that. I get distracted. I get distracted by nature, the pretty flowers, the birds singing. I would die in a heartbeat if I had to track my breathing and my heartbeat. So long as that's happening, I've got faith. Long as that's happening for me, I'm not even doing it. Something loves me enough. Something wants me here enough on this planet that it continues to breathe my breath in your breath and beat my heart in your heart and the heart of your loved ones and breathe the breath of your loved ones and then breathe the breath and beat the heart of the other 7 billion people on this planet. Anchor your faith in something bigger than the circumstances. Because the circumstances will wear you out. Because the circumstances are here for us to learn from and grow from. Anchor your faith in something bigger than the circumstances. Something bigger. So you tell me, what do you anchor your faith in? I'm not concerned about the name. I don't care if it's God, if it's Yahweh, if it's Krishna, if it's Oladumari, if it's Shiva, if it's Shakti, if it's the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, if it's nature, that's not my concern. My concern is that you activate it, that you cultivate it, and that you stand on it. And instead of saying things are hard, oh, it's hard to have faith, it's hard to trust, start speaking into truth what you want to see showing up in the world in your life. It may not be as easy right now, but it will get easier for me to have faith. I'm going to stand in faith. I'm going to learn how to cultivate my faith. Because what I know is if you focus on it, if you begin to practice it, then you will feel it cultivating within you and growing within you. And then when you're in the midst of the storms of life, which is what life is about, you will begin to pull on that and hang on to that rope of faith. But if you spend all your time in front of the TV and you're allowing the TV and Trump to be your faith, if you're allowing what you see other people do be your faith, then that'll keep you on a slippery slope. That'll keep you on a slippery slope. This is another wonderful aspect of this process, is for you to be able to cultivate whatever your belief is and live it and stand on it as a truth for you and the truth of your life and everyone else. Then you have no fear. Then you have no anxiety. Then you're not fretting. I understand. You can say, well, Jenenne, I lost my job. I'm getting ready to run out of my savings, and I don't know what we're going to do. And I understand that. I truly understand not knowing what you're going to do, but I do know that there's a power and a presence that's bigger than all of us that can give you the guidance, the answer, and the directions. But when we're so busy with, I can't have faith, it's too hard to have faith, it's like we're looking in this direction, when we have faith, we're looking in the direction that we want to go, and now the universe can support us. The more you say faith is hard, the more it's going to be hard for you, because that's the way the universe works. Your words are speaking it into truth. But when you say, my faith is getting stronger, I'm developing my faith, I'm cultivating my faith, I'm standing on my faith and watching it lift me up higher and higher. Now you're going in the direction you want to go. You are more powerful than you can ever imagine. And it's your spoken word that attracts to you what you want to see showing up in your life. So if you spend your time saying, faith is hard, then that's what you're doing, looking in the opposite direction of where you said you wanted to go. Get some new phrases for faith. I'm cultivating my faith. I'm standing on my faith. I'm trusting my faith. Then get clear on, what do you have faith in? What's your faith in? Don't have it on mankind, because we're still trying to figure it out. We're still trying to get things together within our own self. We're trying to understand and accept each other. There's been such a programmed, consistent plan to really keep us kind of separated and not even talking to each other, not even respecting each other, not even wanting to know about each other, that we just go through life like, okay, I'm just going to stay with my little group because that group over there is trying to hurt me. Oh, no, that group over there. So it's all been programmed. So, no, we're not putting it on mankind. We're going above mankind. We're going to a power higher than mankind, and we're going to stay there. Be like a little child that's in the elementary school and go sit at the feet of the divine. Just take yourself and sit there. Take your worries there. Take your concerns there. Take your frustrations there. Take your anxieties there. Take your uncertainty there. We got a name for everything like that. Take it there and leave it there, as they would say. That's what you do with it. But you don't want to walk around saying, oh, faith is hard. It's hard to have faith because everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Well, that must have been what they said when Jesus came through. That had to have been what they said when Muhammad walked on the planet. That must have been what they said when any of the great teachers walked through. Oh my God, it's hard. It's hard. I can't imagine the people who were there with Gandhi and they were watching their friends die and be shot and killed didn't think faith was hard, but they still took the journey. I can't even believe what Martin had to go through, and they're blowing up his house and they're threatening his kids, but he still took the journey. He still had the faith. How dare we say faith is hard? Even if it is hard, doesn't mean that we don't have it. It doesn't mean that we don't stand on it. And it doesn't mean that we don't do our best to try and cultivate it and allow God's faith within us to move through us and lift us up out of whatever we think we're in. We get a choice. You get to claim faith first and figure out the rest. But when you sit and say it's hard, or I don't know, and I don't know, you're not even claiming it. So claim the faith that you say you have. Hi, Jose. Jose Roberts. Claim the faith that you say you have. Claim it and then cultivate it. How do you cultivate it? Meditation every morning. Reading. It may be your Bible. It may be the daily word. It may be whatever it is that you read. Confucius, Socrates, whatever it is. Read. Sit in silence. You see me. Every time you see me, I'm in nature. Are you in nature? Go be in nature. Why are you afraid of nature? Go sit on the grass. Go feel the heart's heartbeat. Go feel the earth's heartbeat. Walk around barefoot on your grass. Get connected to something bigger than yourself, your worries, your concerns, your circumstances. What we're going through involves the whole planet, not just California, not just Texas, not just Mexico, not just Philadelphia, not just the 50 states. It involves all of us globally. Globally, we're being called to stand together on our faith and activate it and walk through this journey. Hand in hand, if we could take each other's hand, walk through this planet and walk through this journey hand in hand, trusting something bigger than ourselves. So that's part one. Have a great day. I'll do part two tomorrow because then I'll give you some specific steps, although I've been saying them all along the way. If you feel like your faith is shaky, cultivate it. How do you cultivate your faith? Well, I've said, you can't miss this paradise we live in, right? Don't you hear them? They're tweeting. What's making birds tweet? Do you ever think about that? What makes birds sing? Now, according to what we're taught, they have no mind. They don't think. They don't worry. They don't make decisions and all the stuff we have to go through. What's the presence that's making them beep and tweet and all that they do? So there's evidence that there is some power around here with us that's making everything happen for us. The trees grow for us. The flowers blossom for us. The grass grows for us. The food grows for us. The animals grow for us. It's all for us. What more proof do we need to have faith in something bigger than us than those actions? Before we even ask, it's already given. So if you've asked for peace and you've prayed for peace, you've prayed for understanding, because peace doesn't mean it's all lovey-lovey and everybody's hugging each other. You pray for understanding. You pray for recognizing what this evolution is about. You then sit in the stillness and listen for the answer. And if you have to sit somewhere and read your Bible all day long, what can that hurt? Or read the scripture all day long, or read the Bhagavad Gita all day long, what could that hurt? For you or for the planet? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So it's like any other belief that you've had. You have had it and you have nurtured it, but you've probably nurtured it unconsciously. Well, now in the midst of the storm, faith says you have to nurture me consciously. You have to consciously decide there's something that you want to do to cultivate an awareness of something bigger than yourself in the midst of the storm. And you know what they say, right? Where's the calm? The calm is at the center of the storm. So we go right there into the middle of it and we stand in our faith, anchoring the energy in our feet all the way down into the middle of this earth. And then allowing a powerful energy from our head to soar up to the infinite of this planet and get yourself anchored in something bigger than you. Turn the TV off and you turn the worry off. Turn the conversations off from people, you turn the worry off. Go into the silence and stillness, then you'll find some peace. But you have to make the choice about what it means for you to continue to have faith on this journey and how you cultivate it, how you demonstrate it, and how you stand for it. It's not, it's not passive. Faith isn't passive. Faith is action. All the time, you have to take action with your faith. You have to demonstrate it. You have to stand, even when it seems like everything around you is falling, you still stand. That's what we're talking about. That's the faith I'm talking about for you. Hashtag replay. I've asked you to respond. Let me know what state you're in. Let me know you're standing in faith. Is it a little shaky? Is fear coming in? Let me know where you are and what's happening. I add you to our prayer list. I'll be doing a prosperity prayer call and answering questions and diving into conversations shortly. I'll let you know. I think it'll be next week if you want to hop on as well for some support, some inspiration. We'll be providing that for you as well. So in the meantime, cultivate your faith. Cultivate it. It doesn't just happen. It's just like, okay, I got faith. No. The faith I stand on is because of all the things I've been through in life and how I've come out on the other side and how I've watched us come out on the other side. And I know I've been in the midst of the storm and it don't look cute. I can tell you, I've been in so many storms. It doesn't look cute when you're in the middle of it. But you keep walking. You just put one foot in front of the other. That's it. That's what faith says. Just put one foot in front of the other. Just do that. If you do that, I got the rest for you. Can you do that? And keep your thoughts focused in the direction that you want to go, not in the direction you're trying to run from. You can't run forward if you're constantly doing this. You're going to bump into something. If you're going in this direction, if we're all going in this direction, then we've got to look in that direction. We've got to hold the thoughts in alignment with what we want to see showing up in that direction. And we have to keep our focus on what that direction looks like. But here's the thing. We're still not 100% sure in what direction we're going. But we know it may be at the minimum. We want to go into a direction that is filled with compassion, some kind of way, a direction that's big enough for us to accept each other as we are and get to know each other better and come together. We're going in the direction of wanting health for everyone. We're wanting our elderly to be taken care of. We're wanting there to be employment for everyone to have jobs. We're wanting our kids to have food. That's the direction that we're going in, that our communities are safe. I'm not sure why everybody's buying gun. I guess they're going to have a gun war. I'm just going to go under the ground and hide out. You know, that's the direction we're going in. So keep your attention toward where we want to go. Stop doing this and looking back at where we're coming from. Because when you look back, there's not much back there from where we came from. It's so far gone now that, you know, it's like we're trying to recover it and we can't recover it. So let's focus on that way. That's where we say we're going. So let's get clear while you're sitting there. What do you want the world to look like? That's what you focus on. What do you want it to look like? How do you want people to act with each other? And more importantly, here's how you make it happen. How are you and I going to be different with each other going forward? Because that's how it shows up. How are you and I going to be different with people who don't look like us, people who don't talk like us? How are we going to be different in those interactions? And that's how we propel this whole thing forward. So let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. The sun is coming out. It's 73 at 9, so that means it'll probably be 89 by noon. It'll be warm today. Hopefully it's warm and sunny on your end too. Hopefully you hear all this beautiful magic of paradise that we live in. See, we don't even think about we live in paradise. We spend more time complaining about what isn't as opposed to accepting the magnificence of what is. Have a incredible day. Take good care. Bye for now.